I know, right? All right. So what's the topic for today?
What is the single most important attribute a man needs to possess?
Oh, Jesus. That's that question we were asking people on the other day. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a good one. And it's hard to just you got to say one thing, right? What's the most single? I don't know. I think you got to go first.
I already have mine. So,
Okay.
rather than just put it out there and then just trying to debunk it, we just kind of go through them.
I wouldn't say debunk. Okay, what's the single greatest attribute a man should possess would probably be discipline.
Nailed it. Well done, dude.
That's what you were gonna say.
That's what I've come up with.
Yeah.
I've thought about this kind of a lot, and
Because a lot of the other stuff stems from that, right?
I think everything stems from that.
Yeah.
I think that is the one. That is the absolute one that everything falls down to.
Yeah, because a lot of your success and almost everything, you want to be in shape, discipline. You want to make money, discipline. You want to get better as a human, discipline. You want to everything in life that kind of makes you better or levels you up is a lot of it's done through discipline. It's definitely not doesn't just happen through luck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. What about responsibility?
Yeah. The responsibility, responsibility is something you choose to take on, right? Sometimes it's thrust upon you or forced upon you. But a lot of times, I think nowadays everyone's just trying to avoid responsibility at all costs. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's hard to say that responsibility would be an attribute that you need to have.
Well, you certainly do, because I mean if you don't have if you're not responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, don't you have to be disciplined to be a responsible person? It all kind of really does stem from discipline, right? It seems like.
Yeah, I would think so. But I mean, even aside, so I don't. Yeah, I think they're two different words for two different reasons, right?
Yeah.
Discipline
true.
is just doing something because you know you have to, and
It's having the willpower and self-control to do what needs to be done no matter what, even if you don't feel like doing it.
100%.
I don't know what the exact definition of discipline would be, but I mean, yeah. So if it was just the one attribute, yeah, I would say discipline out of everything.
All right. Let's go top 5 then, since we nailed that one right away, and we both just kind of agree. I don't know, what are some other ones? Honor comes up to me, honor, responsibility, respect, discipline.
Yeah. You're almost quoting chivalry code.
What are you talking about?
Well, medieval times, so women always talk about chivalry, right?
Oh, yeah.
Men are supposed to have chivalry.
Yeah.
There was very little about how to treat women in the whole chivalry thing. Chivalry is mostly about honor, respect, battle code almost is what chivalry was. Chivalry was a lot of just almost kind of what you said.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say what you listed is pretty freaking accurate. This one's it's a hard one because we could say you're supposed to have all these things. You're supposed to be honorable and loyal and disciplined and responsible and all this and that, but that's not just men. Women, all people should be honorable, loyal, disciplined. This kind of applies to everyone.
It does apply to.
Yeah.
It definitely does. I just want to talk for men right now and what makes a great man. So we think about when you think about great men.
Yeah.
You think obviously when you get older you think wise. To be a wise man is very important. But that only comes with time.
Wisdom comes with age.
Experience and age.
Yeah.
You can't be wise, people, he's so wise for his age.
Yeah. You only get wisdom through learned life experience.
Yeah.
Intelligence and wisdom aren't the same thing.
No.
It's the young bull and the old bull. I love that one. It's from 187, right? The movie?
Oh, I don't know.
Cops?
I've just always heard it. I never knew it was
from that
anything.
old cop movie. And so the story is the baby bull standing over the pasture on the hill, and he looks down on all the cows, and he tells the Papa Bull, he goes, "Hey, Papa, why don't we run down there and fuck one of those cows?" And the Papa Bull goes, No, son. We walk down there and fuck them all." I think that is in the movie 187.
That's your example of wisdom.
Yeah, right. That's my definition of wisdom right there.
Here's one. Okay, here's another one super important, which I'm so intrigued by right now and learning more and want to become it is stoic.
Stoicism. That's a really good, that's become popular too. There's like there's a lot of people who are, that's becoming like a highly talked about topic among a lot of the people, like the self-development people, and like reading those old Stoic writings, like all the old philosophers. A lot of that was Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius.
Jeez.
The most famous guy's Epictetus, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Epictetus. And Stoicism. It's a strange thing because if you're a truly stoic person, and it's almost, a lot of people take it as being like a cold or emotionless, because you're very controlled in your emotions. You don't react. You don't give knee-jerk reactions ever to anything. You're always just very calm, very composed. And a lot of people take that as, oh, this guy's just an asshole. He's just like an emotionless, like robot dickhead.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. That makes sense. But meanwhile, and hopefully you would hang around him long enough to realize that he does become a happy person, and you could be happy and joyful and all that. But yeah, that stoicism is just not letting someone else's actions affect your emotions.
Yeah.
I think that, to me, that's kind of how I take it right now. I don't know that much about it, and I'm certainly learning more, and I'm really enjoying learning more about it and reading all about it. But that's what I kind of think. And I think I'm enjoying reading all about it because, like, I am so fucking guilty of it.
Are you reading the Marcus Aurelius book right now? What's the name of it?
No, just reading more about it, and then just following,
Just trying to follow the principles?
Yeah, just getting into it. I'm just getting into it, and it's like it's resonated with me, especially.
Yeah.
Because I see it in myself as such a problem, and I'm like so guilty of it that I'm like
letting your emotions get the better of you?
Oh my God. And then
you are a grumpy little bitch sometimes.
Yeah, I've absolutely.
Old man shakes fist at cloud. Get off my fucking lawn.
100%. I'm so guilty of it. I'm so guilty of all of it.
But yeah, we all are.
The knee-jerk react. Well, so that's the whole thing, right? Is like trying not to be, and realizing it's such an important, so important as a man, especially. When we talk about when we talk about men and emotions and feelings, and are we allowed to have them? Yeah, we're allowed to have them. Yeah, we should have them. Yeah, we should talk about them. Yeah, we should. But we absolutely should not react on them.
Yeah, and
emotions should not be reacted on, and that's how you get all the biggest problems in society is men that cannot control their emotions.
Yeah,
and so that's why it brings me back. And then you hear all
people
these,
in general too.
You hear all these, the Stoics and this and that, and you go, well, what's that? And you read into it, and you just realize, you go, oh my God, like this is some wise.
Yeah, it's old philosophy
written over who knows how many hundreds, if not thousands, of years of.
The Greeks, right? Greeks were was thousands of years ago, weren't they?
I'm just the whole.
Or in 2024, they were like in the hundreds, right?
The whole idea of Stoicism and how it's become what it's become, and evolved and gained more knowledge as people learn more things, and as everything.
Do you think has it evolved or changed in any way, or are people just revisiting it now because they realize it's necessary?
Oh, us now. We're probably just revisiting what's been written thousands of years ago. But I'm guessing in that period, there's been many people that wrote about it and evolved on. It's not like it was just a 20-year period and they came up with all the ideas and they were done. What I'm saying is that it probably came.
Can you evolve the philosophy of Stoicism much more than it's already been kind of, expanded upon? I don't know.
Not now. I don't think now. Probably not. Maybe make some
a tiny bit.
Maybe make some little micro adjustments because of today's society might be different than before, but probably not. No, I would say you want to stick to those lessons. They're great lessons.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of cool. So Stoicism is just one that I've been kind of learning more about, and I think getting a hold of my emotions is important.
Yeah, it is. Because, also, we really have to face, especially, guys, we really have to face the consequences of our actions if we lose control of our emotions and do something stupid. We're made to face the consequences of our bad choices.
Yep.
And I'm not going to get into the whole men and women thing, but men definitely, are held to the consequences of their... Well... I don't know. It depends on how rich you are, right? Rich people get away with murder, literally, bro.
Yeah, but as a whole, no. If
the glove don't fit, you must have quit. But as a whole, yeah. It is like
we need to be held to those standards. We need to be held accountable for
People,
our actions.
oh yeah, everyone should
Like,
be
as
held
a
accountable
whole.
for their actions, 100%.
So,
But I guess, you know what? I don't know. See, this is one of those topics where it's like, it can go into so many different things because there's a ton of examples of a lot of men not being held accountable for their actions and getting away with murder and terrible shit, literally.
Well, and
literally, all the
that's
time.
that's probably the main reason why our society is what it is.
Fucked off.
Yeah, is that we don't hold people accountable for these-
anymore.
and that's how all the problems get bigger.
Yeah, like softening all the laws on crime has not helped us at all. Making people not be held for for their actions has not helped.
Did you just see that Newsom just signed some new bills that are supposed to help?
Great.
because,
Now what?
like, he caused a problem, and now he's going back to. I mean, thank God maybe he's not admitted it, but thank God he's doing something about it.
So I don't know. What is it? What happened?
I don't
What
know.
did he-
Something about stealing from. I haven't read through it, but it's just basically something sort of helping to counteract the idea that he's not going to do anything for under $900 in theft. And now he is going to do something. It's going to be handled some way.
Yeah,
I haven't read it, but it's just like, thank God, like, because that was a horrible law. Whatever you were trying to do, that was a dumb way of doing it.
Yeah, you look at cities like San Francisco and stuff, and it's just people just steal. Nothing. So many videos out there, people just looting like Apple stores and clothing stores, and just looting like the grocery store, and just running out with tons of merch and just nothing. It's so weird what's happened.
It's gross.
It is. It sure, like we talk about, like it sure does seem like a degradation of society. That like it's almost like accepted, and then people try to defend it, and they're like, well, they're just disenfranchised poor people and they need help and it's not a big deal, and you what's it to you? How does it take out of your pocket? It's just the corporation, and then they just lose some profits, and why does it affect you? Actually, you know what this reminds me? I was at a poker game and I had some fucking rich white liberal douchebag guy was like literally giving me that spiel. He's like, how's it affect you? Why do you care? Why does it matter? And I'm just like, I tried to explain it to him, and it's just like he just didn't want to hear it. He didn't get it. You know what I mean? But it's really bad, and it does affect the price of things. So it costs those companies money, and like that's not all free. That's why it's part of the reason why their prices go up. It's part of the reason why they shut down those stores in those areas. And then the people are like, oh, they're racist, and they fucking shut it down in our neighborhood because we're this and that. And it's like that place like Walmart in Oakland got shut down because the place was being fucking robbed on the daily, and then everyone's like, oh, they just don't like us. The racists. It's like, no, people were fucking stealing shit all the time.
Yeah, they can't run a
They
business.
you can't.
I think even worse than those most immediate problems where, okay, corporations then have to raise all prices and we all pay for it anyway. Even more longer term than that, it starts to be okay in society. That's not good.
No.
That only takes, and we're not even talking generations.
That's the slippery slope, right?
That's that slope where it becomes acceptable, and then you can do these things, and then can you imagine just 10 and 20 years from now how rampant that's all gonna, and it's only gonna get worse.
They're
It's like,
pushing that line.
it's like, no, yeah.
You
it's like,
slowly push that line. But it's that whole controlled chaos theory too. Is like, are they doing it on purpose to create chaos? Because like from chaos comes order, and like we want to make you guys scared and have big scary events and kind of fuck society up so we can then remold it and put in newer, stricter laws, like all the 9/11, everything like the Patriot Act after 9/11. Like every time there's like a big catastrophic event or like society's going in a bad direction, then they'll be like, oh, yeah, we got to protect you guys by enacting these new laws, and it's going to save you, it's going to help you, it's going to stop the crime, it's going to stop the violence, it's going to stop the chaos. All you got to do is give up some rights. Don't worry, we'll give them back to you as soon as we're done. Never happens.
yeah. Well, yeah, we know that. I mean, not to go into any conspiracy theory of it, but
I don't even call it conspiracy theory. That's just like,
what ends
so
up
that's
happening.
just a technique that they use. It's fucked up, but it's true.
Well, all right, then here we go. Back to being a man, and back to like the things that make a man great, and you know, one of them is helping society, like teaching the next generation. That's kind of where I'm getting at, I guess, with all of this. If our society is going downhill, you know, who's going to save it? Men. Good men.
It's not just men, bro. It's not.
Of course, but
everyone has to come together, change the way that shit's going, because it's not like men and women are so divided now. We can't exist as a species even until we come back together. If men could decide, like, we're gonna change, we're gonna all become better, and we're gonna change, and we're gonna get strict again. But if women aren't on board with us and we're not unified, then it's not gonna matter. It won't.
Who teaches a child discipline?
Dad. Yeah, mom's there for love, care, nurturing. Dad's there for discipline and teaching you how to be a man. 100%.
So then So then back just on to sticking to the men. I don't want to make this like a man-woman thing. I'm
No,
not
and I'm not
that.
trying
We're just
to.
sticking to what makes men great.
But there's a lot of these things when you like say like what makes men great, what this, what that. It's like, it really is like a it's the yin and yang thing, right? Like, we can't exist without each other. Like, so what makes men great? So I would say a big one is, huge one that you and me had just talked about a couple minutes ago, is respect. People don't have respect anymore for each other, for anything. That whole stealing thing also has to do with respect. You know what I mean? Not just morals or honor, but like, I think respect is a massive one. And I think one of the reasons people don't have respect anymore is because there's no consequences for your actions. Back in the day, like let's take America, let's take the Wild West. You disrespected another man,
call him yella, call him chicken.
He could gun you down. He could shoot you. That was not an uncommon thing that happened, and wouldn't even get in trouble a lot of the time.
Okay, then let's go not even Old West. How about we go 50 years ago? If you disrespected someone, you got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, which is not.
We're not advocating for violence.
I'm not advocating for violence.
By no means. But
that's why there's so many soft little keyboard warriors out there, and everyone can just talk shit. Ooh. And nobody gets fucking smacked in the mouth. Ooh. Even like
how about road rage? How about road rage when someone cuts you off and then they're flipping you off and they're this, that, and everything else?
Yeah.
It's like, you see the amount of rage when someone's safe in their car.
Yeah, that's why they do it.
They're not like
that's
standing
funny,
right
that's
there.
That's only a modern one too, right? That's only like a modern one. As the automobile got like more and more popular, there's more of them and more humans and more traffic and denser cities. That's a funny one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No respect on the road, bro.
Yeah, no respect anymore for any of it. That is sad. You brought up a good point. Like, not a lot of people respect people anymore, and it's not a good thing. That's probably a very big reason we're having a lot of problems these days.
Yeah,
lack of respect for others.
And a lot of this stuff ties together. Like having a moral code, being honorable, being respectful, being disciplined.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's a hell of a lot.
Yeah. Well, what'd you bring? And then you said honorable.
Yeah.
Right. And being, or no, moral. You said, I said honorable in the beginning. You said moral.
Yeah, like, morality. Do you have morals?
Yeah. Well, and that's a tough one. That one and honor.
That's an interesting thing.
Are a little bit together there too, right? Like having morals and just going like, okay, no one's watching me.
Yeah. No one's watching. What can I get away with? Yeah. That's up to nobody but you. That's an interesting one because if you talk to people about like good and evil or right and wrong and religion and all this stuff, no one deep down in all of us, no one needs to tell me when something's wrong. When you're doing something wrong, you feel it inside you. You know you're doing something wrong, and a lot of us will still do it, right? Mm-hmm. You don't need like those. It's a strange thing where like there's a certain sense of morality that's instilled in you somehow. I don't know how, call it soul, call it whatever you want, but like,
well,
you feel when you're doing something wrong. You know inherently as a human that you're like, this is wrong.
All right, let's embark in this for just a minute. Let's tangent off on this for a second. Yeah. Okay, so you bring up a point, and I would then ask you. I would first say, the first question would be, well, are we inherently good or inherently bad?
Yeah, we had this conversation.
And then the next thing goes to, what did Nietzsche say? Or Nietzsche said something like, we have just as much evil as we do good in us.
Oh,
like
I think, no, I don't know if it was Jung or if it was Peterson quoting Jung. And he said, you're this, something along the lines of you have the same capacity to be Mother Teresa as you do to be Hitler, right?
So my point is, so then
you're inherently neither. When you're born, you're neither good or evil inherently.
Yeah,
it's
Something tells me I don't think it's inherent. I don't think you're born with it. I think you sort of navigate it through the world, and you see the people that come from the most trauma tend to not have very good morals because they just, first of all, either didn't see them,
we're never shown a set of morals,
or we're so traumatized through seeing horrible things happen that they just kind of throw their hands in the air and it's kind of whatever. I'm going to get mine.
Their
Like, I'm gonna
viewpoint in
live
the
my-
world is I'm going to fuck you over before you fuck me over.
all sorts of that.
Yeah.
Whereas like maybe people like you and me who had a little better upbringing than that, we just sort of like went through life, and when the kid took your toy, you didn't like how that felt. So
Yeah.
you kind of got, and then as that happens, as the toy gets larger, and it's a toy when you're small and 3 and 4 and 5, and then your bike gets stolen at age 8 or 10, and
Yeah.
you're just devastated, and you don't get a new one until next Christmas, and you just realize how bad all that feels inside, and then that's what that inherent, that quote unquote inherent part is.
Yeah.
Is the sort of when you know you're doing something wrong, it's because like you're almost having like flashbacks to when your bike got stolen and to when you felt someone was mean to you and
Yeah.
picking on you, or
Yeah.
you know, it's
Well, but that's empathy, right? Wouldn't that be empathy?
well, yeah, that goes into, but I'm just kind of saying, good, you know when you're picking on someone, and you know when you're not
Yeah.
doing it nicely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and that just, and again, I'm talking about that icky feeling you get down.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That gross feeling you get. And the sick part is some people like think they enjoy that. I think some people have come to the point where like that's like they almost like there are fucked up people out there who look enjoy doing bad things, enjoy harming others, enjoy this stuff. And there's, I think, like, I don't know, that's a weird one to get into.
That's a whole
dark, that's a weird dark thing.
Yeah, that's a whole sociology
Yeah. Yeah.
dynamic that I just do not know enough about. But yeah, and it's just weird. You just go, God, that's weird.
Yeah.
And we're all on this spectrum somewhere where, this means,
But it's a choice. It's all a choice. It's the choices you make, the path you take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You choose to be a piece of shit, you're gonna be a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And there's people who've gone both directions, who've started out as really good people and turned into garbage human beings doing terrible things, and the opposite. People who've done terrible things in their life and were like, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna be a good human and do a complete 180 and become an awesome person. Salvation, redemption, right?
Whether they knew it the whole time or not, they just flip a switch. And
Yeah.
just go, yeah.
And a lot of the times that is like religious, right? People will find God, turn their life around. Drug addiction, kind of that some of that other stuff we've talked about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, we're talking about the whole man thing. So here's one that's like it's kind of comical, but at the same time, it's something that all of us talk about because it's like a bro thing. Man code. Man code. When we talk about man code, and like when someone does something that's against man code, you go, that's not cool, dude. That's against man code. Like, don't bang your buddy's ex chick.
Yep.
Right. If you borrow another man's tools, you fucking give it back to him. If you borrow another man's vehicle, you put some gas in it and you bring it back. What else we got? Throw me a couple. These are good.
Well, like tools, if you borrow money from someone, they should never have to ask you for it.
Yeah.
That it needs to be pretty immediate.
Yeah.
You definitely don't get to go to a concert or
Yeah.
go out to the club or go do anything if you owe somebody money.
Like stand up when you shake someone's hand, look them in the eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is all like man code.
Yeah, right. Things that your father is supposed to teach to you and supposed to come down, or your elders.
Your elders. Yeah, it doesn't have to necessarily be your
Doesn't have
pops.
to be your pops, just
Like,
elders in
like
the village.
like the older guys when we grew up. Like if you did something dumb, they'd fucking slap you on the back of the head.
Yeah.
What are you doing, kid?
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember skating in PB and doing something. I can't remember what I did, but
Being disrespectful to someone or something.
probably, skating and being a little rug rat. And I remember some
older guy?
some older dude, some older surf dude was just like, and just yelled and like put you in your place. I didn't know him.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you? But
Yeah.
you go, oh, all right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's like
My bad.
accidentally, being disrespectful to an older lady or something, running, who knows?
Flying down the boardwalk.
Flying
too fast.
down the boardwalk and running into
Being
somebody,
a young kid,
right?
flying down the boardwalk.
Because you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah. You're a kid.
You're a kid. But yeah, man code. And maybe we should just do a full one on just maybe this is one we could actually sit and plan ahead is write down what's man code.
Yeah. Write down the top 20
What
or
are your
30.
top? Yeah, what's like if you were gonna like
Well, you just gave a bunch of good ones right there.
yeah 3 or 4. Those for me. Those are kind of the top ones, right?
Yeah.
Don't take the last beer out of the fridge. I violate that one sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, if you're going to someone's house, bring.
Oh God, contribute something. Don't
Yep.
show up empty-handed.
Don't ever show up empty.
God, that's
empty-handed.
so bothersome.
Yep. Show up. Bring a bottle.
Bring a bottle.
Bring some beers. Bring some flowers.
Beers, bring some food.
Bring some food, flowers
Bring
for the
something.
old lady.
Contribute, dude. Mm-hmm. Don't just because there's a lot of people you and me know just like to show up all the time and never contribute anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that's always been a big one for me. I always did that one. I think my dad
taught you that one.
Yeah, and just sort of noticed how happy it made people when you showed up, and like you came with they're just oh rad.
And what's that? That probably goes back to respect, right?
Some goes to a lot of
things.
Yeah.
But like, I guess if I think about it, my dad never like really sat me down and was like, son, like you can't do this. Here's how this works. Da da da. This is all shit I just picked up.
Well, but I think it happens. Yeah, there's not a sit down at age 10 where he goes through the 20 things.
No.
Just as they come, you probably heard or watched your dad do something or say something.
Nah, because my dad wasn't even really around as kids. My parents got divorced, and like I was pretty much raised by my mom. Well, I would hang out with Pops. But you know what I will tell you that Pops did? The reason that I work out and is because Pops made me. When I would go hang out with Pops when I was a little fucking youngster, he would make me go to the gym with him and work out, and I think that's where I got that from.
Solid.
Which is cool. Now I hated it at the time because I was a lazy little fuck, but now I'm like so happy that he instilled that in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like a big one. That like there's a good one. Strength. You need to be able to protect your family as a man.
Yep.
That's a good one. Peterson says if you're, how would he put it? It's being weak and incapable of aggression when it's necessary. It does kind of make you a weak person. You need to be able to defend your family, and this isn't something people have to do so much nowadays.
Capable of violence.
You need to be capable, at least. Capable. Yeah, you can't always like more and more often now we see like you can't really rely on the cops to come when shit's going down. A lot of the times they're not coming or they're incredibly late.
It's taking a long time.
You need to be able to defend yourself and defend your family.
And your family.
More importantly, your family, your wife, and your children. Yeah.
Always walk away first. Try and walk away. Try and mitigate and walk away and do what you got to do, because if something happens to you, if you fail at your task, it's really bad. But all the more reason that yes, every man should. Every man should definitely know some. And
I don't think it has to be. It's almost not even like physical strength. Like you don't have to be combat trained or be a big, strong meathead, but just be willing to put yourself on the line. Be willing to like get aggressive, put yourself on the line, and throw yourself out there.
Well, so let's take this into consideration. Do you think if everybody, if it was more widely, if everybody trained, let's say, let's take any martial art and just say that every kid trains from age 5 to age 15. Could you imagine how many less fights and violence there would actually be?
I don't know. That's an interesting one. I don't know if there would be less or more.
I think there would be far less because you are taught respect and honor in those.
A lot of martial arts is definitely self-control, respect, honor.
Right. And
stuff like that.
and then the other part that I would say that supports maybe my thought process is just simply that, it's never the loudest guy in the room that you got to worry about.
Yeah.
You're never worried about you better worry about that quiet dude over there. Because that quiet dude probably has been training since he was 8 years old, and he'll take your head off.
Yeah, if you watch
the loud dude, you just guarantee this guy knows nothing.
Yeah. If you watch some of these interviews with
because who wants to be that? Who wants to be that guy that's so? If you've been training for 20 years and you're so dominant,
you also get in trouble if you're trained.
Yeah, but let's take that out of it. You don't even want it. You don't even want.
No, yeah, you don't need to prove yourself to anybody.
You don't. You're just
trying to avoid problems at all.
And we've all seen it. We've seen those guys that are just calm as a cucumber.
A million times.
And you're just like, bro, how do you take that? And he looks at you and goes, what do you mean, take what?
When I worked at the bar, I saw it all the time, dude. All the time.
I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to crush this guy. I don't want nothing to do that.
Yeah.
Now, if he goes and swings a bat at you and your family.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to decimate you. But people who are trained don't want it. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They know it hurts.
Yeah.
It's all the people that cause all the damn problems.
No, I think there's a lot of bullies out there who are trained and use their power for evil, let's say, to put it in a funny way.
So would there be that many bullies? And I'm agreeing with you. Totally agree. So we got all those bullies. Now, if everybody else in the room is also trained up just as damn well, Those
Yeah.
bullies can't really be bullies anymore. Like, all of a sudden, they're not. The reason bullies are bullies because they're picking on people that can't.
Yeah, they're picking on weaker people.
They're picking on
That's
weaker
what bullies
people.
always do.
Bullies don't go pick the fight with it. So, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, let's say we're at a bar, and there's 30 people. There's 30 girls, 30 guys, everyone's in there. Generally speaking, the bully's going to bully somebody that's smaller than him, that he knows he can take, that he knows he can do whatever,
Yeah.
pick on him, this, that, and everything
Yeah.
else. And then ultimately, but if there are 10, 15 other guys, and the guy to his left and right are both going to dominate him, they would just go, hey, you don't need to talk to him like that. And like, fight. I
Yeah.
just think, I guess it would be the same thing as like if everybody's, carrying a handgun, is there less crime? Because
That's what I was going to say.
you're
If
not gonna
everybody's
run.
armed, does it make for more or less violence because everybody's armed? And that goes back to like that Wild West thing. Like people were more respectful when there was consequences to what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so like if everybody trained, right? But you got to think about how society's always functioned. Not everyone everyone has a different role in society, and not everyone is going to be a warrior. You're going to have artists and poets and thinkers and warriors and tradesmen, etc., and on and on. So like you're never going to have like you can't really like try to couldn't say in society like everyone needs to be trained in martial arts because it's just not reality. You're always going to have like this sensitive artistic types and all these other different personality types that exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what it comes down to is just like lack of so much of what we talk about will always like come full circle. That's why I like talking the way we do, because when you like discuss this and throw it all out there and you kind of like bounce it around in your brain, and almost always I feel like we come full circle back to one thing. And I think the one thing this time that like relates so much to all this is just like not having consequences for your actions anymore. I think that ties into like almost everything we just talked about. There's no consequences, no self-accountability, no consequences for your actions.
Yeah.
And people just can get away with all sorts of madness.
Yep.
You know?
I agree. On that note, let's make a remark to have people call or share and call. Call me. Don't fucking call me. Share your thoughts and send us videos if you want to of your thoughts, and share with us all of these things, because I kind of want to have this turn to be more of a group discussion with people, injecting thoughts.
People are going to weigh in. Like everyone's going to go. It's got to be so hard. Like I can't imagine these channels that are super popular and having to like try and go through the fucking barrage of comments and discussions that occur. It's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
Like have you ever seen like when celebrities go, do you want to see what my phone looks like? And they show you like they can't even keep up with the messages.
Yeah.
Or like hot influencer girls, it's literally just thousands of messages.
Oh yeah,
to the point where
someone's going through it for them.
You can't even answer it.
Well, hopefully you just find a bunch of people. Hopefully you just find a few regulars that have really just great thought about things. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully you add them into a podcast or something like that. But yeah, no, being that we have no followers and no anybody, I would love to just hear people's thoughts and opinions on a lot of this stuff.
It'd be easier because we don't have any.
It's great.
Yeah. That's a good point.
No, I just would like to hear. It'll be really great in the beginning.
Yeah.
I do want to hear other people's opinions.
Yeah.
I like roundtable discussions. Right now my table's kind of small.
That's what we need more roundtable. Like that is what thought, discussion, and philosophy is people sitting around and discussing topics and ideas and working through shit. But we're not allowed to do that anymore because you're just not allowed to talk about certain things, which is awful, horrible.
Yeah. Okay, that's that next episode then.
Yeah.
What you cannot talk about.
No. I get to pick, so we'll see what we do.
All right, we'll see. Well,
I'm starting to sweat balls though, bro. I think I'm gonna jump in the water.